Hey, people. You basically come from a whole bunch of different communities within the internet, within different strange organizations. My point of view might say it is a little bit on the random side. So, and one of the things I first thought when I was watching the IRC chat and watching the debate as to whether to do this at all was, okay, why does Scientology conflict with something like Anonymous? And it's actually pretty simple. First off, you get on the boards. What's the first thing you hear when you ask a stupid question that everybody's known the answer to for the last 2 months?
Lurk more!
Yes, lurk more. The information is out there. It's your job to find out what's going on, your job to try and sort through the truth, help out other people. Yeah, if they have some background knowledge, point them maybe to where they can figure it out, but generally nobody else has the right to tell you this is truth, this is not. In Scientology, it's, as David Miscavige said, 350 million spoken and written words which define the totality of the science of human knowledge, which is absolute bullshit. I'm just flabbergasted by how you could connect Anonymous and Scientology in any way when you can say Anonymous is a terrorist organization and when Scientology is killing people. Second, leadership. In Scientology, you've got ranks. You know exactly where you stand in relation to every single other person in the organization. In Anonymous, you don't even know who the fuck these other people are. All right? And anybody who wants to be a leader in Anonymous, that's when you bring out our ugly side. Because if you try and push other people around, something bad's going to happen to you. And it's not going to be something evil or some people, mafia hanging out at your house. It's going to be like 60 pizzas at your door and stuff like that. You know? Just exactly. Not your personal army. And third, in Scientology, you have a series of dynamics. The first dynamic is the self. The second dynamic is the family, sex. The third dynamic is the tribe. Fourth dynamic, and so on, gets larger and larger until you get to the messed universe, the matter, energy, space-time universe, which essentially is equated with Scientology, since Scientology knows about everything. And you're supposed to push as high up on those dynamics as you possibly can. And in doing so, you give up your connections to everyone and everything you ever cared about. We don't give a damn. Anonymous, we don't care. If you're doing something with like an inflatable llama, paper mache chains, and a box of peanut butter jars, yacht pics, that's it. We don't care who you talk to. Because we will grow stronger from you knowing more people and more information, more perspectives. And that's fine. And lastly, we have, I guess what you call the lulls. All right? The Scientology worldview is to look at the brain as a machine, like a 1950s computer. And you have to suppress your emotion. You have to suppress your idea that when you're looking at something and, well, we don't know how, but we know whether something's win. We know something's fail. It just is. You can't explain it. But it comes from every time you hear something, you're dissecting it 16 ways to Sunday to see what you can find that's funny about it. And in Scientology, you're presented with step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 to go up the grade charts. And every step you take, first you get that feeling of euphoria, then you get that confidence that, okay, maybe it's not as much of a rush this time that I got through the second and third step, but it's, it's because I'm in, I've got my ethics in, God wins. And then each step after that becomes harder and harder until it's like pushing through plate glass windows. And the only reason you can survive emotionally what you've just experienced is because the fear of being left behind, the fear of failing has gone away until you have to push for the next level. And in Anonymous, people make fun of, oh, they're doing it for the lulz. Okay, humor and emotion is how we know we're alive. All right? Without that, what's the point? You're a friggin' robot. So I don't understand how anyone could not know why Anonymous and Scientology are in conflict. I don't understand how anyone could not see that even if we all said, oh, this is boring, and left after today, within 6 months, they would do something stupid that would piss us all off and get us right back on them. Not to do something illegal, but just to bring down that central core leadership that is all about tearing up human lives. And there are 4 ways we are doing this. And if one of you says frosted butts, I'm going to troll your ass. Oh, all right. First, knowledge. Okay, yeah, there are all these funny signs out there, but there's information about where to find out what has happened, who it's happened to, what's happening now. Keep going with that. We can't convince, we can't change people's minds for them, but what we can do is provide the information for them to decide for themselves. Second, and again, this is not about the public Scientologists. This is about the central organization that runs this thing. We make running a repressive organization more expensive. Simply by being out here, simply by hiring all these PIs, simply by setting the trap down the street with the 3 guys staking out, the guy handing out DVDs. You know, that costs money. And what are we doing here? We're just having fun. Big deal. The more we can make it cost money for them, the better for us.
Absolutely.
Third, don't get banned. Don't get Anon's van. Don't get your friends, your family messed up. Keep yourself whole, alive, sane, whatever. If you've got to take a break, fine.
Make sure somebody
Yes, you. What the fuck are you doing here? All right. But it's good to see you. And lastly, make other people laugh. Make other people go, what the hell is that? Make them curious. Because even though at first they'll go, I don't know why those people dress like that. Or why do those people get away from the computer and meet some real people? Well, there are over 9,000 real people across the world right now who are doing something in the real world. And it is a pleasure and a privilege to be working with you bastards.
Thanks, Steve.